With a lot of absolute nonsense going on in the world, I don't want you to forget that Donald Trump is still absolutely insane. As a matter of fact, all I've been doing the past, I don't know, about 4 days is reading all of his Truth Social posts, and they grow desperately concerning. And I would like to take an examination over the nonsense that Donald Trump has been posting over the past few, let's say 5 days. And I'm only going to do 5 days to show just how frequently and how much this man posts on a regular, constant basis on his Truth Social account. So let's get started. So let's start with Donald J. Trump. This is the top of his Truth Social page. Now, I made myself a Truth Social. You can see me right down here. And the only person I follow is Donald Trump. Did I choose to follow Donald Trump? No. As soon as you make a Truth Social account, you automatically follow Donald Jamarcus Trump here. His middle name is John, but I like to say Jamarcus because it's funny and I believe he'd love the inner city. So this right here, just now, Greg Gutfield drops the mic, bada bing, bada room. Trump's made $3 billion in a year, right? I know this is going to blow your mind. He was a billionaire businessman before he was president. Unlike Obama, a Democrat gets into power and then gets rich. Trump was rich before he got here, and he's actually making less money. So your obsession over his profiting is a delusion. Well, Donald Trump believes he's making less money, but from what I understand, he's actually making significantly more money based on his crypto investments and things of that variety. But anybody that encourages him or agrees with him, he will immediately post on here. Only that. John Bannon is a traitor and his involvement in the coup against Trump never ended. If the current high-level officials are trying to cover up this conspiracy against President Trump, then the statute of limitations should not apply or be reset. This is an act of sedition and treason at the highest levels of government. Brennan, the one still in the government, must be identified, stripped their positions in charge. It's time to flesh out these traitors. Now, we can go into this and talk about this in this variety, and Trump posted these two about 3 minutes between each other. This is going to be a little bit of a long video because we're going 5 days back. Now, we can see all this over and over again. You're probably wondering, why does it look so scattered and distorted? Well, I have ad blocker on. If this wasn't like this, there'd be hundreds of ads going on everywhere. As a matter of fact, there are still random ads that might just pop up. And then we go here, a Nigerian pastor speaks out, the world needs to listen. POTUS hears the cries from the Christians in Nigeria, using this as a scapegoat to back Christians in totality. Now, Trump has commonly said, and this is very interesting, Trump said that he's not getting into heaven.
You had talked a couple of weeks ago, you were doing an interview, and you talked about how you hope to end the war in Ukraine because it might help you get into heaven. How does this help? Does this help?
I mean, I'm being a little cute. I don't think there's anything going to get me in heaven. Okay, I really don't. I think I'm not maybe heaven bound. I may be in heaven right now as we fly in Air Force One. I'm not sure I'm going to be able to make heaven, but I've made life a lot better for a lot of people. And as an example, had the election of 2020 not been rigged, you would have millions of people living just in Russia, Ukraine alone. That would have never happened, and it didn't happen for 4 years.
I don't know any Christians, and maybe I'm wrong, maybe I'm stupid, that believe they are not getting into heaven. Usually, most Christians believe, without a shadow of a doubt, that they are granted a seat in God's golden throne, that they will look down upon us and say, look at the people who are not seeking the guidance of the Lord Almighty, his way in heaven, and they believe beyond a shadow of a doubt that they are getting into heaven. I have never heard a Christian or somebody claim to be Christian say actively, well, I don't think I'm getting into heaven. I don't see that for me. I don't really think that's happening. Never have I heard that. Very interesting statement, but he fights for Christians especially. He fights for that, and he says he's making the world better. If you are making the world net positive, if you are doing all the good work of the Lord, or even the good work in general for the people, why would you not get into heaven? That statement has always been so curious to me, and he says it in a joking manner, so people interpret this as a joking manner and saying, oh, he's obviously joking, he's saying this as a goof, as a bit. That's not a goof or a bit. I believe he genuinely believes that he may not get into heaven because he knows what he's done. And I may be digging too deep into this, but that's very concerning to hear from somebody who claims to love Christians as much as Donald Trump does, and using the word of God to do nonsense and rage these basically holy wars against everybody. It seems nonsensical. Failed New York Governor Kathy Hochul, a Democrat, new term he's using right now, calling Democrats dumb, he's calling them a Democrat, just blame me for her Long Island Railroad strike when she knows full well that I have nothing to do with it. Never even heard about it until this morning. She just blurted out, it's President Trump's fault. No, Kathy, it's your fault. And now looking over the facts, you should not have allowed this to happen. If you can't solve it, let me know, and I'll show you how to properly get things done. This would be an easy one for Bruce Blakeman. He should be your next governor, and New York State would turn around fast, including far less crime and much lower taxes. Kathy, call me if you can't do it. I will get it done. I know all the players, great people, President Donald J. Trump. Now, this is very interesting to me. This is always so interesting. I don't know what's going on. Right? I have no clue what's happening. As a matter of fact, I don't even know the specific complaint. The only thing I do know is that Trump got criticism. That's it. Now, this is very important. This is throughout the entire video. You will not know every specific instance because I'm not going to explain the specific instances of what's going on. I just want to show you the language that Trump chooses to use whenever someone disagrees with whatever he says. This is very important to understanding how Donald Trump operates as a human being and how he rocks and goes. Now, let me go ahead and do this real fast. I had to do all that because this is a mess. This whole website is a mess. So the Save America Act must be passed now. Use the housing and FISA bills to get it done. Maryland just had 500,000 fake mail-in ballots revealed. We cannot, as a country, put up with this any longer. Voter ID and proof of citizenship must be approved. Now, crooked mail-in voting must be stopped. Put it all in the housing and FISA bills. Make America great again. Donald J. Trump. This is very interesting because he's still trying to pass the Save America Act. Now, this has been going on for, I don't know, quite some time. Now, you're probably saying to yourself, well, that sounds pretty good. I want to pass the Save America Act. I think we should have voter ID and proof of citizenship. That makes sense. Don't want all these illegal immigrants pouring in to vote. Do you believe that there's a bunch of illegal immigrants coming in to just vote in the elections? Is it, well, yeah, there's a Russian fraud and spies and trying to influence the elections and other presidents to pay for all this stuff. And so the bigger thing, and this is a small issue, is the fact that if the Voter Act gets passed, a lot of women that are married may not be able to vote because they got their last name changed because it doesn't match the names. It has to match names. So that's a little bit of a thing. If you've ever been married in a woman, it's very difficult to get that name change going through because it doesn't match a name on the ID. It doesn't match a name on the birth certificate. So people just say, oh, whatever. It's not like I'll need this for anything. They know it's me. They can see my face. I can just explain to the cop I got my name changed. And getting updated documents is a luxury. Do you have all your updated documents? Sadly, it is very hard to get all your everything updated, everything up to date. It's very difficult to get all things going. But let's keep going with more of Donald J. Trump. I'd like to read all this. This is very fun. Senator Bill Cassidy. Now, I'm scared to click on this because if I click show more and I click back, it's going to ruin everything. But we'll keep going. Senator Bill Cassidy of Louisiana is a disloyal disaster. His entire past campaign for the Senate was about Trump, how he's with me all the way. And then after winning, he turned around and voted to impeach me for something that has now proven to be total BS. Such voluntary language. He knew that at the time he didn't care. Bill Cassidy is a sleazebag, a terrible guy who was bad for Louisiana. It's very important. Now, if you are just nice to Trump for a little bit, you'll get his endorsement. If you're just nice for a little bit, you'll get his endorsement. If you are just a little bit kind to Trump, if you say a nice thing about him, if you compliment his hair, or say he has big broad shoulders, or say he has a large phallic member, you can pretty much get whatever you want from Donald Trump. It's pretty easy because he's easy to manipulate. He's easy to cobble up to. And so as soon as you do that, you can get your endorsement because he's the president of the United States. And because he loves having allies, because he enjoys having people that are on his side, he actively always will use this network of people that he trusts. He says, well, I know the guy, he's an amazing person. And then he hears one criticism levied against him, and he says, he's always been horrible. He's been the worst person on earth, and I hate everything about him. I always knew he was bad, and I'm never wrong, and I'm wrong about anything. Trump never admits fault to anything he's done in any capacity because people know how to use Trump and manipulate him to get what they want because he's a very useful tool. That's a horrible thing to have as a president who never admits they're wrong, a president who believes they're holier than thou, a president who constantly, continually argues online with people just retaliating and responding to. He's very easy to rage bait amongst other politicians. A lot of infighting going on. I'm not even sure what war we're under right now because he seems to be at war with everybody in his administration, everybody he endorses, and everybody that goes against him in any slight capacity because any slight towards Donald Trump is a slight against the nation in itself. If you hate Donald Trump, you must hate America, because America voted for Donald Trump, and that's disgusting in that way. That's nasty. So let's keep going. Now he's going to get clobbered. Oh my goodness, using fantastic foreign language. What are you, the thing? Hopefully, in today's big election by two great people, vote today for Julia L. or somebody that Julia L. complimented Trump, by the way. Julia L. just simply complimented Trump one time. That's it. She is a winner who will never let you drown. I love Louisiana. Won it all 3 times. Oh, interesting. And got the most votes in it in its history by far. A record. Notice the hyperbolic language. Got the most votes in its history by far. A record. Despite its big time and storied political past, the election is today. Please get out and vote. Make America great again. President Donald J. Trump. This is so overstimulating. I am so overstimulated by everything going on. Even the replies are overstimulating. It's just memes. All this is just memes. There's no coherent conversation going on in any capacity. It's just memes. That's what it is. That's going on. I don't understand why it's nothing. If I scroll down and keep going, I will see nothing but memes AI generated over and over again. All this is just replies. And I go back and I get it's the website API is so horribly construed. So he's sharing articles talking about corruption and how horrifying things are and how nasty everything is. And it's constantly over and over again. And he knows that nobody's going to read the actual article, right? So this is what it is. This is the strategy. It's very important. House Judiciary Attorney urges DOA to permanently dismiss all jump cases after bombshell report. All he's doing is sharing this and people read the headline. That's it. That's the entire thing. Dismiss all of Trump cases after bombshell report. Just the news. Accountability. Very important. This is not even trusted news source in any capacity. It's a news source that Trump does. Republicans have led in redistricting race, and it's about to get bigger. Interesting. What does that mean? No one cares, but the Republicans have led. So that's important because the Republicans are leading. John Sullivan unpacks a bombshell revelation about James Comey. And that's it. That's it. It's just a bombshell. So you know James Comey has a revelation. Judicial files lawsuit seeking record of $2 billion grant to nonprofit tied to Stacey Abrams. Black woman wanting money? It's a black woman they see. She wants money. Weird, strange. One nation under fraud. Trump's administration uncovers massive welfare citizenship abuses. Look, he uncovered this massive welfare and there's abuse. But are you going to read the article? Well, then you missed the next story. Biden FBI secretly set up Trump to be indicted after he leaves office. Arctic Frost memos suggest. But all they read is the first sentence because reading after this is nuts. If it's suggested, it must be true. Why would the President of the United States share misinformation in the span of less than an hour? That makes no sense. This is disgusting. It's nasty. So then he shares his little documentary, how Johnny Carson was the GOAT. And then he goes, this Mainers ruthlessly boo News Center Maine's P.H. Harscom as he asked J.D. Vance, what else do you got? What else has your task force flagged that we should be concerned about? Because those fraudulent amounts are a lot. 46 million, 1.7 million, but they don't really care to CA or MN. It's just fraud. That's all it is. No one's going to read that far, so we keep going. And then we have a statement from Trump. Hold on, this is the statement from our Lord and Savior Trump. So what are we going here? Tonight, at my discretion, brave American forces, the armed forces of Nigeria. Oh, we got Nigeria flawlessly executed a meticulously planned and very complex mission to eliminate the most active terrorists in the world from the battlefield. Oh, interesting. Okay. Abu Bilal al-Minuki, second in command of ISIS globally, thought he could hide in Africa. Oh no, but little did he know. No. We had sources who kept us informed of what he was doing. He will no longer terrorize the people of Africa or help plan operations to target Americans. With this removal, ISIS global operations is greatly diminished. Thank you to the Nigerian government of Nigeria for your partnership for this operation. God bless America. President Donald J. Trump. I love this so much. This is so cool because we took out somebody. We just destroyed somebody, and it's good. We used God to do it. This is good. Having 4 Muslim extremists in Congress is a slap to the face of very veteran that served. God, I hate, oh my, Muslims are so disgusting. Islamophobia, we love to see it. Let's keep going. Bruce Springsteen walked past former News Jersey Gov Chris Christie's. Who cares about that? I don't care about that. Let's go. Coming soon. Don't even know what this is, but something big's coming soon. I think this is the White House. That's the Washington Monument. Look how phallic it is. It's so manly and powerful. Looks like a big giant phallic member in a good open water and waves. This invokes imagery of me as a man looking at a woman in her open waters. This is so cool. Let's keep going. Free Tina. Who's Tina? I don't know, but Trump said it. I like it. Let's going. Henry Clay and the architecture of American strength. Whoever Henry Clay is must be an amazing man. No idea. Highly respected American first Congresswoman Julia Electoral, the wonderful state of Louisiana, is a great star. Oh, she's amazing. Has been from the very beginning and only gets better! Exclamation point. Julia is running for the United States Senate in Louisiana, a place I love and won big 6 times. I did great there. I was so cool there. I did good in the primaries in 2016, 2020, and 24. And because she's connected to me and I did good, she missed it good. I know Julia well. I have seen her tested at the highest and most difficult levels, and she is a total winner. A proud mother of 2 children. That's right. She is a woman who knows her role. Julia is a wonderful person, has always lived for Louisiana, and will continue doing so in the United States Senate. As your next senator, Julia will work tirelessly to grow our economy, cut taxes and regulations, support our amazing farmers and fishermen, champion Louisiana oil and gas, unleash American energy dominance. Ooh, big capital words, I like that. Promote made in the USA, keep our borders secure, stop migrant crime, ensure law and order, strengthen our military veterans, and protect our always under siege Second Amendment. That's disgusting. Election day is tomorrow, Saturday, May 16th. Vote for Julia Letlow. She has my complete and total endorsement and will never let you down. You have to vote for her. She's super important. She's amazing. We love her. Why would you not vote for her? She's the greatest thing to ever exist. Why would you not vote for Julia Letlow? Let's keep going. And then he just goes through and showing all the people that he wants you to vote for. Right? Now, we could do this. This is really cool. This is amazing. And we will. But first, let's go look at, okay, Pete Rickett wins. Endorsed by Donald Trump, right? He's going to win, right? Jim Pillen wins. All right, white guy. All right, white guy. Okay, white guy. Good. This is good. Mike Hilgers. Oh, sorry. I thought I said Higgers. All right, I was confused for a second. Mike Hilgers. He's endorsed by Trump. Look at the scowl of President Trump. He's showing his enemies that he's tough and powerful. Adrian Smith. Another white guy. Love to see it. That's good. Bricker Harding. Okay, that's good. Another white guy. That's good. Oh, Mike Flood. Another white guy. That's pretty good. Ooh, a white woman. We're getting some diversity now. This is pretty good. Shelley Moore Capito. That's good. That's amazing. That name sounds a little bit foreign in the last thing, but I'm pretty sure it's American. And then we got Riley Moore wins. Oh, another woman. Oh, Carol Miller. This is good. Okay. All right. That's amazing. Now let's go back up for a second and see what's going on up here. Let's see. CNBC incorrectly reported that the great Jensen Huang of Nvidia was not invited to the incredible gathering of the world's greatest businessmen and women proudly going to China. In actuality, Jensen is currently on Air Force One, and unless I ask him to leave, which is highly unlikely, I love the sentence, more than life itself. Unless I ask him to leave, which is highly unlikely, very valley girl. Trump, you would be such a fantastic gay man. By goodness, RuPaul would be shaken in his boots if you were actually doing drag. It'd be disgusting. CNBC is reporting is incorrect, or as they say in politics, fake news. Trump, you made this term up. You literally created the term fake news. You popularized it at the bare minimum. It is an honor to have Jensen, Elon, Tim Apple, Larry Fink, Stephen Schwartzman, Kelly Ortberg of Boeing, Brian Skies Cargill, Jane Fraser of Citi, Larry Culp of GA Aerospace, David Solomon, Goldman Sachs, Sanjay Marota, Micron, Cristano Aman of Qualcomm, many others journeying to the great country of China, where I will be asking President Xi, a leader of extraordinary distinction, to open up China so that these brilliant people can work their magic and help bring the People's Republic to an even higher level. In fact, I promise that when we are together, which will be in a matter of hours, I will make my very first request I have never seen or heard of any idea that will be more beneficial to our incredible country's President Donald J. Trump. Now let's go through the prize a little bit. Where's the place? Bada bing, bada boom. A lot of stuff right there. Bada bing, bada boom. Now this is my question. I have a very interesting question here. This is very important. What about America made? What about America first? Can America make all things China makes? Didn't you claim that America can make everything that China makes? Wasn't that you, President Donald J. Trump? You have constantly stated that we don't need any other country's interference in any capacity. We don't need help from any other country, and we are amazing and we can get this done. We don't need the help of anybody. We are the greatest to ever do it. America made all the time. Why are we asking China? Why are we asking China for anything? Why do we care about what China's doing? Isn't that what you said, Donald J. Trump? Isn't that what you actively, continually campaigned on? American made, America first, I'm bringing jobs back to America. If you have jobs in China, how are we going to get them to America? And let's look at for 1 second the laundry list of people that we have coming there. We have nothing, and I mean nothing, but CEOs here. Now, I do think it's important that America gets investment into its country, and we have investment from a lot of foreigners. I think that having a global trade network is wildly important, and I am not against having a global trade network. My biggest issue, however, and maybe I'm crazy, maybe I'm psychotic, maybe I'm losing my mind here, is why all these people do not have any of the American interest at heart. I know Elon doesn't. I definitely know Tim Apple doesn't. None of these people, all these CEOs, all these people do not have any of the American interest at heart. From what I understand, from everything I've heard about all these people, it seems as though all these people have the company's interest at heart, and you care about businesses more than the American people. And this is why I love the statement, and I say this every day. Americans are hated by Donald Trump, but Donald Trump loves America. Because Donald Trump does love America. He just doesn't like Americans. That's it. Simple as that. Very easy thing to understand. Americans are hated by Donald Trump, but Donald Trump just loves America. Now, I could go back through and read pretty much everything he's been saying over the past few days, and it's almost 5. Trump is at an all-time high. This looks insane. He's sending all this AI stuff saying, look at this guy, his district sucks and this black guy just has a bunch of money by himself. I'm just going to show you this AI thing. This fat guy, he's a pig, he's disgusting. They should have a $100 Trump bill is what we should have. And now it's at an all-time high. The S&P 500. This is outstanding. And this is important. I don't know why we care that the stock market is doing fine. What does it mean for us? Does it mean gas prices get lowered? Does it mean grocery prices get lowered? What does it mean when the stock market is doing good? I don't have any stocks. Why do I care if the stock market is doing good? I've never heard anybody explain that to me. Doesn't make a whole lot of sense. So the insanity of Trump's language over and over again just gets more exacerbated. And the absolute schizo field of just Truth Social is a mess. Truth Social is just a mess. If you go anywhere on this platform, anywhere, if you go to his home, it is just nonsense. It is nonsense all over. It doesn't feel good to navigate. Doesn't make any sense. It's a bunch of clips and a bunch of nonsense. I can't figure out how to put this in. Can I put this in dark mode? Is there a way to put this in dark mode? Can I do that? Is there? I don't know how to put this in. I don't know how to put this in dark mode. I'd love to have it. It's so bright. It's really messing me up having this so bright. It's disgusting. Anyways, I hate this. I just wanted to ramble and rant about Truth Social for a little bit. I hope you have a lovely day or night wherever you're at. And I'm out. Peace. Bye.
I'm your nigga night, be my lover. Ooh, happy to try what you need. Your world, I love to live in it. Ooh, I love the ride when you